Every day, millions of people board trains, but few know that there are railway lines where just one wrong turn can take a life. Deep canyons, steep cliffs, overloaded trains, all are waiting for you to experience in this terrifying journey. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to join us on our journey to discover the most extreme railway lines in the world. The Ferrocarril Central Andino is truly a rare masterpiece. The first stop on the journey, Peru, where the train climbs nearly 15,700 feet above sea level, winding through the rugged mountains and canyons of the Andes. That's why it's ranked as the second highest railway line in the world. But what's amazing is not just the overwhelming height, but also the incredible sophistication of the construction techniques. With 58 bridges and 69 tunnels, the line cuts through rocky mountains, clinging to sheer cliffs that seem impossible to support even a single rail. Thanks to this, the train can pass from the low-lying capital Lima, slowly climbing to the majestic Cerro de Pasco peak, more than 2.5 miles high, giving passengers an experience that is both thrilling and magical. But what makes this moment special is not just the dizzying feeling of the ship gliding through the nearly 600 feet of space, but also the resilient history hidden behind each steel span. In the late 1800s, the bridge collapsed twice before devastating floods, only to be rebuilt a third time in 1936 with unyielding will. And since then, Verrugas has stood tall, defying time, becoming a living testament to human endurance and courage in the face of harsh nature. Argo G'day is truly an experience that will leave anyone shivering. Ask yourself, would you dare cross a bridge without a safety guardrail, where a glance down into the abyss is enough to make your heart race? If the answer is no, then the Argo G'day railway line between Bandung and Jakarta is definitely not for you. From the outside, it looks like a leisurely train ride through the green forest, but right in the middle of the journey, the giant Sikubang Bridge appears. With no railings or guards, the bridge spans more than 260 feet above the river, supported only by 4 giant steel columns, each weighing 110 tons, that hold the entire rail line suspended nearly 980 feet. There is also word of mouth that there was a horrific derailment in 2002, although it has never been officially confirmed. But for those with a fear of heights, just looking at the image of a train running on this bridge is enough to make them break out in a cold sweat. And before you continue your journey with us, don't forget to hit the like button and to discover more of the world's most extreme railways. Continuing our journey, we rush to a challenging stop, White Knuckle Pass and the legendary Yukon Railway. During the Klondike Gold Rush of the 1,890 seconds, gold hunters risked their lives to build a dangerous mountain railway connecting Skagway, Alaska, with Whitehorse, Yukon, to reach valuable gold deposits. The narrow track, just 3 feet wide, much smaller than the standard 4 feet 8.5 inches, allows the train to make sharp turns, climbing up to 3,000 feet in just 20 miles. To put that in perspective, the train is taller than the tallest skyscrapers in the world. It struggles to climb breathtaking slopes, go through small tunnels, and sway on precarious wooden bridges. Notably, the route relied on a 215-foot-high girder bridge, then the world's tallest of its kind. Once an engineering marvel, today the mere thought of stepping on the rickety-looking thing makes one shudder. Not stopping there, the Minamiaso Railway is truly a journey that makes anyone wary. Unlike other railways that wind through mountains or dense forests, the Minami-Aso line in Japan runs right at the foot of Mount Aso, the country's largest active volcano. The line connects Tateno to Takemori in Kumamoto Prefecture, and to add to the thrill, the train must cross the nearly 200-foot-high Daiichi Shirakawa Bridge, first built in 1928, which is so fragile it appears to be suspended in midair. The beauty here is enchanting, but geological instability is always lurking. In 2016, a powerful earthquake caused a massive landslide that destroyed the road and devastated the surrounding area. Although the Minami-Aso line was restored in 2020, it is no longer operated as frequently as before. And with the scenery still sometimes filled with smoke, any traveler should think twice before stepping foot on this dangerous train. In contrast to the rugged mountain railways, the Utenakwa-Chucho in South Africa takes passengers on a breathtaking coastal journey. This 67 kilometers long route was completed in 1928, running close to the edge of the steep cliffs, where waves constantly crash below. With no guardrails, the old steam train cars leaned out, as if they were about to plunge into the sea at any moment. Although it was recognized as a railway line in need of preservation in 1992, the ravages of time and nature have caused it to seriously deteriorate, forcing it to close indefinitely since 2010. For many, the Utenakwa-Chucho is more than just a railway. It is also a memory of a fierce beauty, where people once ventured across the fragile boundary between life and the harsh power of the sea. Unlike the coastal beauty of South Africa, the Georgetown Loop in Colorado, USA, is associated with the ambitious silver mining history of the 19th century. Dubbed the Sunrise Paradise, Huanshan Road offers a stunning sea of clouds that makes visitors feel like they are lost in a fairyland. Huanshan Road is winding with many steep and narrow sections, requiring steady driving. Thick fog often rolls in suddenly, making visibility almost impossible. In winter, snow falls and covers the road surface, making it icy and extremely slippery. Huanshan Road is a journey that takes you to the breathtaking beauty of Taiwan's nature, but also requires absolute concentration and caution while driving. Leaving the mountains of Taiwan, the journey continues to Alpine Way in Australia, a winding road through the snowy mountains with its wild beauty and challenges. This famous mountain road is located in New South Wales, Australia, winding through the majestic snowy mountains, where nature displays both wild and poetic beauty. The Alpine Way is about 120 kilometers long, connecting Jindabyne with Concoban and passing through Kosciuszko National Park, home to Australia's highest mountain peak. Featuring eucalyptus forests, Murray River valleys, and snow-capped winter peaks, it offers both adventure and relaxation for both car and motorbike. The landscape is majestic but dangerous, with narrow, winding roads along the mountainside, wildlife that suddenly crosses, and winters filled with ice, snow, and thick fog. The Alpine Way takes in the majestic beauty of the snowy mountains, but drive slowly, watch for wildlife, and prepare for changing weather. Next is going to the Sun Road or Montana, the legendary road through Glacier Park. Dubbed one of the most beautiful roads in America, going to the Sun Road leads visitors through Glacier Park, opening up a majestic landscape like a vivid painting. Located in the middle of Glacier Park, 80 kilometers long, reaching over 2,000 meters to Logan Pass, it features glaciers, deep valleys, turquoise lakes, white waterfalls, and has been considered an engineering wonder since the 1,930 seconds. The dangers of going to the Sun Road include its narrow, unguarded sections, heavy winter snows that force months of closure, and sudden fog and rain that obscure visibility. Is a masterpiece of harmony between man and nature, but to conquer it safely, drive slowly, avoid the heavy snow season, and enjoy every moment in Glacier Paradise. Leaving the majestic beauty of Montana, the journey takes us to BR 116 inches Brazil, the infamous road nicknamed Highway of Death. BR 116 is the longest arterial highway in Brazil. But behind the hustle and bustle of traffic hides a haunting nickname, Highway of Death, the notorious road of death throughout South America. With a length of more than 4,300 kilometers from Fortaleza to Jaguarão, it is Brazil's lifeline, passing through many terrains and with the highest density of trucks. The dangers of the BR 116 come from the dense traffic of trucks that can easily cause accidents, plus the narrow, degraded roads, the risk of looting, landslides, and severe weather. Continuing the journey is Snowy Mountains Road in Australia, where majestic mountains meet challenging curves. Snowy Mountains Road is Australia's famous mountain road, opening up a majestic plateau where nature is both poetic and harsh. Located in the state of New South Wales, winding through green valleys, snow-capped mountains and clear lakes, in winter it turns into a snow-white paradise and is also the entrance to Kosciuszko National Park. Especially dangerous with narrow winding curves, winter ice and snow covering the road and wild animals appearing suddenly. The majestic beauty of the snow-capped plateau unfolds, but to fully enjoy it, you need to drive slowly, watch out for crossing animals and be prepared for inclement weather. Closing the journey, we come to Furka Pass in Switzerland, the legendary pass of the Alps, where breathtaking beauty goes hand in hand with extreme danger. Located in the middle of the Alps, Furka Pass is famous for its breathtaking beauty and danger that makes anyone who passes it hold their breath. Furka Pass at 2,429 meters altitude, connecting Gletscher with Andermatt, features hairpin bends along the mountainside, Rhone Glacier landscape, deep valleys, and year-round snow-capped mountains. The dangers of Furka Pass lie in its narrow, steep turns on the mountainside, sheer cliff edges without guardrails, winter snow cover and sudden rockfalls in bad weather. Both spectacular and dangerous, Furka Pass rewards the cautious with an unforgettable adventure in the heart of the Alps. Built to serve the rich silver mines of the Rocky Mountains, the railway snakes through rugged cliffs where trains crawl slowly over the 100-foot-high Devil's Gate High Bridge. The curved bridge spans a deep gorge, making every step a test of the passenger's nerves. The day was already terrifying, but when night fell, darkness engulfed the ship, leaving only the sound of the engine echoing in the abyss. The fear multiplied. Georgetown Loop is a living testament to the trade-off between safety and gold, where people are willing to accept danger in exchange for the dream of wealth. If Ma Pi Leng Pass makes us shiver before the deep abyss, Bayi Road in Tibet challenges us with its altitude and harsh climate. The Tibet Road is considered one of the most dangerous roads in Asia. Located at an altitude of over 4,000 meters, this road passes through snow-capped mountains, winding mountain passes, and remote valleys. The harsh climate with thin air can easily cause dizziness, snowstorms, and landslides often occur. The road is narrow, with many sections close to deep ravines, making it only take a second of carelessness for a driver to face danger. In winter, the wheels easily slip on the ice. In the rainy season, rocks and soil falling from the cliffs add to the horror. However, the scenery here is still overwhelming with green forests, white clouds, and the majestic Himalayas, a breathtaking beauty amidst the harshness. From the grandeur of the Tibet Autonomous Region, we move on to the modernity of the A12 connecting The Hague, Utrecht, and Germany. The A12 is a highway connecting The Hague, Den Haag, through Utrecht and bordering Germany, considered one of the main traffic arteries of the Netherlands. This road stretches through many green suburbs, interspersed with ancient villages and characteristic flat fields. From The Hague, the modern A12, with its glass buildings, gradually gives way to peaceful Utrecht, where bridges reflect the poetic river. To the east, the A12 acts as a corridor connecting the Netherlands with Germany, both facilitating trade and attracting road travelers. From modern, straight roads like the A12 Europe, the journey takes us to Nepal, where the Siddhartha Highway winds through the mountains and forests, encompassing both majestic beauty and dangerous challenges. Would you like to experience this exciting journey on the A12 route? Leave a comment below. About 182 kilometers long, connecting Siddharthanagar on the India-Nepal border to the city of Pokhara, crossing many terrains from the Terai Plains to rugged mountain slopes. The route passes through Butwal, Tansen, Walling, Siangjia with over 30 bridges, including the major bridge over the Kali Gandaki River at Ramdi. This is an important traffic axis of western Nepal, serving both the transportation of agricultural products and the access to famous tourist destinations. However, steep turns, narrow roads, and the risk of rockfalls make the journey challenging, turning the Siddhartha Highway into a dangerous yet majestic road. Now, let's go heading north. Where the ground isn't burning but freezing, we meet giant snowplows in Canada, Russia, and Northern Europe. The threat is not the crowd or the cliff. It is the silence, the snow, the cold that can bend steel. In these areas, trains are a lifeline stretching across the snow-capped wilderness. When the blizzard hits, the tracks disappear under snowfields higher than buildings. The whole town was covered in snow, but the trains kept running. The steel whales with snow shovels fastened to their bows rushed forward like tanks in the ice. Snow fell 5 meters deep, swallowing signs, crushing platforms, and abandoned cars. Tourists called it beauty. Ticket inspectors called it survival. Inside the cabin, visibility is near zero, brakes are slipping, every second is a life or death decision. Make the wrong choice, and you're not just stuck. You're stuck miles away from rescue, buried under ice. In Siberia, there are towns connected only to the rest of the world by these trains. Missing one means being cut off until spring. The train doesn't take you home, the locals joke, it just gives you a head start. Yet, this is the lifeline connecting towns submerged in snow. If you sit in a cabin with almost zero visibility, do you dare believe that the train will take you to safety? And that's just a story, because we go further. The train moves through the clouds. Now we climbed high above sea level, past the clouds, into the air where there should be no trains. But they still exist, and they run on tracks that look like ropes stretched across the mountains. This is the trip Argentina's train to the clouds, Treneless Noobs, an extremely dangerous route, reaching the sky at an altitude of more than 4,200 meters. This altitude is higher than the altitude of some commercial flights. But don't let the views fool you. This is not a trip for the faint of heart. Construction began in 1921. It took 27 years, not because of laziness, but because of danger. The terrain was too wild for traditional methods, so engineers had to rewrite the rules. Spirals, sharp turns, sky bridges clinging to rock like spiders to glass. 29 bridges, 21 tunnels, 2 complete spirals. There was a rumor, whispered among locals, that in the 1,960 seconds, an entire train had to be evacuated when too many passengers collapsed from altitude sickness. Official report: quiet, mountains noisy. In 2005, floods destroyed part of the track. Leaving the giant steel bridge of Mackinac, our journey takes us to the Quesochaca Bridge in Peru, an ancient suspension bridge made entirely of woven grass. In Peru, the Quesochaca Bridge, suspended about 9 meters above the Apurimac River, is made entirely of woven grass and tree trunks, is so frayed that it must be rebuilt every 1-2 years, and is the last remaining Inca suspension bridge. During the Inca Empire, 500 years ago, there were nearly 200 bridges. Similar ones were used throughout the Andes. Today, only Quesochaca survives. Every June, the Andean people restore Quesochaca, weaving hay into ropes the ancient way. During the 3-day festival, nearly 1,000 people participate in traditional music, dance, and food. Saying goodbye to the ancient beauty of Quesochaca Bridge, we come to Kawardo Suspension Bridge in Pakistan, where the precariousness and danger are enough to make even the bravest of feet falter. Alam Bridge is located in Gilgit-Baltistan province, nearly 300 meters long, one of the longest in the region. Built in 1978, it was originally to serve small numbers of vehicles across the Gilgit River. The bridge was made of only iron bars and wooden planks, enough for the sparse traffic of the time. When the population increased to more than 300,000 people in 2014, this fragile design could no longer withstand. The climax occurred when a heavy truck passed by, causing part of the bridge to collapse. Luckily, 2 people in the car jumped out and escaped, avoiding tragedy. Despite its near-death experience, the Alum Bridge has not been replaced with a more durable concrete bridge. The government has only made temporary repairs, leaving the concern intact.